So let me know if anyone's got any issues at all. If otherwise, give me a thumbs up just so I know you can see it all. You can hear me perfectly. Cool, perfect. Just always have to make sure. Last time I had a nightmare with audio. So yeah, so kind of I think the best thing to start with is so we've got a lot of new faces just to talk about the team and who we are. Um, so myself, I'm Sam Pittman. I hold an MSc in cybersecurity. I've been in the cybersecurity industry for just under 5 years now. I am a serial entrepreneur, so I've launched three businesses before taking on the Hydra Whales project, which we actually started planning about 6 months ago now. We've also got Adam Javade, another co-founder who also holds an MSc in Master Security, similar background to me. Myself and Adam have run several businesses together over the last few years. We actually met in university back when we started our masters before we got into the actual security industry as well. And then we've got Anderson Arakian. So he's our incredibly talented artist. So he's an illustrator and game artist. So he's got over 10 years of experience working with multi-million dollar brands, designing graphics for them, designing game art, kind of a whole range of things. He's a very, very shy character, but we are going to drag him on some more AMAs because we did a live stream of him doing some design work the other day, and people loved that. So we're going to do another one of them this week as well. And then we've got Adam Dignan, another co-founder who's also on this call today. He's a serial entrepreneur and investor, and now he's got kind of a focus on blockchain technology and the crypto space as well. We also have a legal firm on retainer, and one of the legal partners is Alexandros, and he is our kind of our go-to partner. So we've been taking every step of the way very, very cautiously, and we've been building this project with completely solid foundations so that we know everything we've done is correct. We're being safe with everything we do. We're making sure it's all going to be good. We want to be protected for the long term, which is why that law firm was also going to be on retainer with us. So throughout this project, they're going to be there if we have any issues, we encounter anything, or there's new legislations put in place, or as a community maybe we have some kind of really hot questions we need to know. We have them there, and they're also going to be able to assist us in the longer run as we kind of look to grow things like our community wallet, which obviously we'll go into more detail later, but they can help us vet projects we go into and a hell of a lot more, really. So I think it gives us kind of that one big benefit compared to a lot of projects out there. We're trying to protect everyone and the community as much as possible. Eddie Bill, I'm just quickly muting you, mate, just because your mic was just open there, but I'll mute you shortly. Cool. So that was the team there. So we are a team of four co-founders, but we also do have a great team of supporting staff. So that includes all of our kind of our Discord staff. So we've got a team of four moderators and admins right now. So they've been great to cover all the time zones. So I'm normally up, myself and Adam are kind of 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. UTC. So the only time we're not around is kind of that 6 hour gap, but we've got our admins on there. So we've got full coverage of everything 24/7 really. So I know probably a lot of people are still wondering what is the Hydra Whales Mining Club all about? Mining Bitcoin is incredibly energy intensive, and the energy needed to mine a single Bitcoin is only ever going to increase. And I'm not too sure how many people have seen recently, but the environmental impacts of Bitcoin mining and just other cryptocurrency mining as well is becoming kind of raised more often. You've got governments even debating it because of the amount of power it takes and like all the negativity kind of associated with it. Like I know last month in the US, they've started to have to kind of relaunch coal power plants just so they can keep up with the demand from kind of Bitcoin mining farms. So what we've done is kind of a whole different approach. It's taken a long time to work everything out, but we're actually going to be able to use hydroelectric power to mine cryptocurrency. So this means we can support the environment um, by actually using renewable sources of energy. And this also means we have a lower cost of electricity too. So that means we can actually reduce our mining costs greatly. which means we can have more to pass back on to you guys as the community too. So like we're aiming to launch with 200 S19 Antminers initially. And then this is all going to be powered by hydro energy, and then our community is going to be rewarded through a whole variety of payouts through things like a play to earn game, through the actual revenue from mining itself, the community wallet, and so much more too. So our goals, we have a few main goals here. We're looking to make long-term passive income for every single one of our NFT holders. I say to everyone that this is the NFT you're going to be passing down to your grandkids in 50 years' time. Just going to mute you there. Just for a minute, I'll unmute shortly, mate. Your mic was just on a rampage there with the phone ringing. But yeah, so like I was saying, I always tell everybody this is the NFT you're going to be passing down in 20, 30 years' time to your kids. This is the one you need to put in your will. You don't want to lose the passphrase to your wallet ever, because there's no point where it's not going to stop giving you income. And as the years go by, that income's just only going to kind of be compounding and increasing massively. And like, we're not called the hydro whales for nothing. We're going to be able to make hydro, like huge whale-sized moves within the market using our community wallet over time as it compounds and grows. So that's going to give our community kind of a huge option. Like we can get into early projects. We can do so much with that. But I mean, we're going to dive into that in a lot more detail in this one, in this call too. And you know what? With all this negativity in the world right now, with all the Bitcoin mining issues, everyone's saying, how bad it for the environment is. We're going to be able to actually help people see the positive light of it. So like, what, we can do this renewably. This can be done incredibly sustainable. So we can encourage others. We're going to get some really positive kind of press from this too, which is just going to be great for the project itself in the long run. So that's perfect. Kind of number 4, on kind of another kind of sustainable kind of thing, we want to be able to make charitable donations and hold events supporting whales themselves in the longer run too, just so we can give back to the world a bit more. So not only are we going to be supporting it with renewable energy, but we're also going to be able to give back to some of kind of the biggest mammals in the entire world as well. Yeah, our final goal is to build a dedicated and educated community. So you're going to be able to see kind of shortly, like what I mean by educators. Like we want to make sure every one of our members is going to be kind of dedicated to the hydro whales, and we're going to be rewarding you in so many different ways. So if anyone's got any questions at all, just drop them in the AMA questions channel just as we go through. I might not answer them straight away, or we just might be getting to a better point where I can stop. If you do have any en route, just post them in there. And at the end, we can have like a discussion if anyone wants to stay on and chat at all. So for the hydro whales, for our roadmap, we've broken it down into 4 sections really. So when we hit 25% minted, we're going to be listing the platform, the project on multiple rarity tools. We're going to be donating to a whale charity of the community's choice, and we're going to be purchasing 50 miners that are going to be ready and deployed within 30 days. Then similarly, we're going to be continuing on this the same approach. Every single time we hit one of these milestones, we're going to be unlocking more miners. So at 50% minted, it's going to be 25k in competition prizes for the current NFT holders. So we can do gaming competitions, we can do kind of art competitions, we can do so much for that. So the community is going to be able to decide on all of that too. We're going to be developing voxel characters as well, so they can be used inside metaverses. And then we're going to be purchasing an additional 50 miners. 75% minted, we're going to be doing 25k worth of airdrops to holders. We're going to be developing and working with a 3D designer for creating 4k characters for our hydro whale NFT holders. And then we're going to be purchasing another 50 miners and getting them deployed within 30 days. And then at 100% minted, we're going to be doing a 50k giveaway to random NFT holders. We're going to have 50 more miners purchased and get deployed. Monthly rewards are going to start. And then we're going to be purchasing land in the metaverses for our community as well. So we haven't completely decided on which one we want to buy in, or do we want to buy in 2. So we're going to be leaving that up to the community. So maybe like, do we want to be buying in Sandbox and another one as well? There's going to be so many ones we can different go in. So we want to build out kind of exclusive zones for our members. And then after we've launched the mining farm, we have so much more going on, like an insane amount. We are going to be looking to deploy create our own token, which then we're going to have our own play to earn game. And this token is going to be backed by liquidity we're going to be creating through the Bitcoin mining as well. So that way we can ensure it's going to be incredibly stable coins, but also it's going to help increase the value for all of our members that are out there grinding, playing this game day in, day out. So not only are they going to actually get, not just going to get income from the mining, you're going to have this token as well you can earn by playing this game, grinding away, and so much more too. And one thing to note is, like, you know what, whatever percent we hit, we're going to be buying miners. So even if we get stuck between a percent in there, you know what, we can still buy more miners. And what we can do is we can actually increase the mint price, because as people see that we're having, as a community, we're going to be making income. See, once they see those first miners rocking and rolling, people are going to be wanting to dive all over this, because they're like, okay, this is sustainable. They've got a monthly revenue. They're not one of those projects that rely on just hype 24/7 before they just die out. Our kind of revenue is just going to build up month and month. So no matter what, we're going to be having our own community income that's going to be growing and growing. So we've just got two questions in the AMA questions channel. So after the NFTs are minted, how can holders continue to support the project? So like I said, we're going to have this as completely and utterly a community focused project. So our holders are going to be voting on what we do with this project, how we kind of lead things, where we're going next. But I mean, we can just essentially build kind of an army of our kind of our followers. So like, as we do things with the community wallet, we can get our members involved in that and so much more. Like, we're going to be running lots of master classes and lots of things, because we want to be able to educate all of our members, so they're up to date with the space, they know what's going on, they're well versed, they have a great understanding of, you know what, that's a great project to invest in, I understand this. So we just want to be able to continually have you guys learning more, creating discussions, finding projects for us to look at. Because if you can bring things to us, we can review them, we can have experts review them, and so much more. So we just want you to kind of stay active as a community, look out for great things and great ideas for the project to jump on as well. So what does the Hydro facility owner get? So they will be having, we obviously have kind of a management cost for any fees we pay for any of the miners. So that's what they do. So we're essentially kind of renting a space in this facility of it. And we have kind of fees associated with that. So it's not, we don't essentially own any mining facility, but we do own our miners. And these miners are ours, so we can move them anywhere else we want in the longer term as well. So we're not just stuck in one place, which is just kind of a great thing. It's like, if we see, oh, there's a great new miner that comes out, we could sell all of our assets and purchase those ones as well. Yeah, so I mean, worst comes to, if we don't even hit 25%, so we just had another question. So if we don't hit 25% this weekend, will we still be purchasing miners? Yes. I mean, that's an absolute worst case if we don't even hit 25%. But yes, we'll still be purchasing miners either way. So it doesn't matter, because it's still going to be kind of correspond to the number of NFTs you hold personally. So I don't think there's going to be any issues with that too. And at this facility, yet we have plenty of room for us to expand in the longer run. So we don't really have a limit as such, because you know what, if suddenly we have thousands of miners in 4 or 5 years time, we can spread them across thousands of facilities, not thousands, sorry, but tens of facilities worldwide. So we can position ourselves everywhere really. So it's not really any issues with us being restricted by that. So as a kind of a holder, you're going to have access to a range of benefits. So of course, one of the main ones is going to be the payouts from Bitcoin mining itself. We have our DAO community wallet, which of course we can have people voting for payouts and how we invest that as well. So it's not just one stream of income. You can have DAO payout. Maybe everyone votes to say, oh, we pay out 40% every 6 months, for example. We're going to be having exclusive metaverse land for Hydro Whales members only. We're going to have crypto investing, trading masterclasses. We've actually had quite a few people asking us to host some coding classes and get them done as well. So we can do all those kind of things. Like I said, we want to be able to kind of build a dedicated and educated community. So we want you guys to be able to kind of help us find the next project for us to invest in as a community and kind of all of those things, which is why we want to be able to run these masterclasses, get real experts in that are kind of key industry speakers. They know their stuff, so we'll be getting them in to do a load of talks and build up kind of masterclasses too. Members, as a member, you're going to be able to have stake for tokens as well. So once we finish the development of those tokens at the later stage in this project, alongside the play to earn game, you're going to not only going to be able to have tokens, but you also get exclusive benefits and payouts through that game itself as a holder. We're going to be holding in real life events as well, so we'll be trying to hold them globally as well, so we're not just stuck on one continent. And then of course we're going to be running lots of competitions and giveaways as well, just so we can keep things going, keep everyone hyped up and happy and engaged throughout the next however many years we're here together before we pass it on to the next generation. So Bitcoin mining income, we've been very, very kind of conservative with numbers because we haven't compounded a lot of kind of the income through royalties and stuff. So we've very much restricted it, just because we want to show, what, this is what we're definitely going to achieve, but we don't want to blow it out of proportion with what really could happen once we start looking at compounding things. I mean, you may think this is kind of small numbers, but we've definitely got some kind of big things to talk about kind of later as well during this presentation, because we've got so many other things going on as well. So I mean, within 6 months, we will look to kind of gain an extra 20 miners, and we have gained just under 1.1 mined under just $1.1 million, and that's only with Bitcoin at a value of $60,000 as well. And on the other hand, if Bitcoin was to hit $100,000, that'd be $1.8 million too. That's just within 6 months. And this is the first 6 months. The first 12 months are kind of us building everything up, growing what we have before we can really become kind of the whales in this space. So like I said, this is a long-term but very, very sustainable project. We have an income every single month that's fixed. It's coming into the community. It's not going to disappear overnight. It's not like we need to get new members every single day. No, we can keep it a very kind of small but dedicated community and continue to grow this. And within 4 years, we could be hitting, I've mined nearly over $15 million worth. And of course, that's still very small in comparison to what we could actually do. So these are per 6 months. So they're broken down into 6 month segments. But what I'll do is I'll get you, I can actually show you, I'll produce a table shortly of what the monthly income would look like as well for you guys. I think that might be an easier way to digest it as well. But like I said, we have a lot of compounding we can do, and there's so much more we can do with it. We've just kept it very short, very simple. And we've made sure we've calculated all hash rate decreases. We've gone off kind of the predictions, like kind of the top performing predictions right now for the next 4 years as well. So we've kind of included that in every calculation as well. So we're not just presuming it's going to stay the same. We know it's not, and we know things can fluctuate massively. So we've been very, very conservative with everything. So Adam, are you around right now? Because I know it'd be great to kind of have you talk about kind of the next stage of things, not just the mining aspect, but overall. There you are. Yeah, can hear you all good. I just remuted someone. Yeah, definitely. I'll post a link after this. Once we finish with the AMA, I'll do an announcement. Show you guys some EMP, some love, because I mean they're a great platform to look into. Great team behind it as well. So it's definitely an exciting project, and we're excited that we're going to be able to become part of it as well in the longer run, and be able to kind of share kind of ideas and build onto it and get involved with it as well. So yeah, so like just to reiterate, this is a completely sustainable project. Thank you very much. Yeah, just to kind of say again, like, look, we're a very, very sustainable project. There is no end date for us. There is no like other projects you see. Okay, they're going to run out of cash. It means they have to do another launch, and if that flops, it means their entire community flops. We've just got a kind of a nice passive kind of stream coming into this community every single month. And from that, we can build on, we can invest into other projects. I mean, we could do things like where we become launch pads for other projects in DeFi tech. We could even look into investing to building our own technology, like kind of crypto based blockchain tools, marketplaces. We can do some crazy things with this community wallet. And I mean, there's no shortage of ideas, and like we're going to love to see what everyone's coming up with in the longer run, see what people are suggesting, and we want to educate every single member so they're aware of what the market's doing right now. So how can they better themselves? Like not only how can the Hydra Whales investment, maybe how can they personally invest too? So we want to be able to ensure everyone's getting their kind of growing their own personal wealth. That's our goal is to help people build long-term passive income and become whales in this space, as well as kind of a whale of a community too. So we just had a question from Pony. What happens to the roadmap if we can't set out? So, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if we don't sell out because we can still buy miners no matter what, which means we can get money pumping into the community one way or another. It just means we might start off a little bit slower, but you know what? Then that pot is split between less people. So yeah, there's some like maybe there's some things like maybe we can't do that 50k giveaway straight away. But like I said, we want to be able to reward our members with like competitions and giveaways in the longer run. So we just be building up to those things. And you know what? We'll up the mint price for people that have missed out on getting those early cheap prices when they see, oh look, they're already making 50 grand a month as a community. People want to buy in, they got to pay more now. And from that, then we can buy even more miners. So we can make it work either way. So if we don't sell out, we kind of show people, look, this is what you just missed out on. Now you got to pay more, and we can benefit by buying even more miners, and we can sort some kind of OG kind of rewards for our original minters and kind of the first people to get on. So there's a whole range of things we can do. So I'm not worried if we have any issues with the mint. Like if we don't hit 100%, we're still going to be making money. We're still going to have money flowing in. So I'm fairly confident that we're not going to have any issues in the longer run about that. Definitely, there's just buy more yourself, and you can have a bigger slice of the pie. I think that's what Days is planning to do. No, it's tools. It's like I said, we're building this out to be a very, very sustainable project that's just going to be able to kind of be here 10, 20 years. We're so hyped about that. Like, I know you got to start writing this in your will. You got to start giving all your passwords, storing them in safe vaults, everything, because who knows what this can be in 30, 40 years' time. This could be absolutely insane. It could just be ridiculous amounts monthly just from the mining operations. Then we have passive income coming in from investments we're doing as a community. And we might have ventured into other things. Like I said, we could be having our own kind of blockchain tech kind of out there. We could have launch pads for other projects. So there's so much we can do, so much we can explore, which is why it's going to be so great for us in the long run. Like we're in this for the long run. We're not in it for a hype. We're in this for the next 70 years, as long as I'm living, before we pass it on to the next people. Yes, you can be saying to your kids in 50 years' time, when they're asking you, how did you get so rich? How have you got this lifestyle? Where you can just like you've been investing since for the last 50 years, you've built up a great amount of wealth, great connections. You're flying out to a new country every week just to do some business meetings, network, meet more people in this space. It's just crazy. So, as of right now, I can tell you. So, AS has just asked what $350 in ETH is. I can tell you in one moment. That's about 0.13 ETH right now. So, just got another question about how many other similar projects are there trying to sustainably mine? I haven't seen any that are trying to mine sustainably. I've seen a few, and I've seen one do well in terms of mining, but I haven't seen any do actual any sustainable launches. So they haven't got the longevity of our project that it does. Like, because in 10 years' time, what they're going to do, and especially, you know what, with this unfortunate crisis that's going on in our world right now, with everything with Russia and Ukraine, all it's going to do is drive energy prices up the fucking window. It's going to go up the fucking wall. It's going to be absolutely insane. And you know what? We can be sat here with our kind of plugged in, we have our sustainable energy, it's fixed, we're sorted. We're not going to be paying another 100% for any kind of electricity fees in the long run. So we're covered in that sense. So that's why we think we've got an advantage over these other projects that have kind of tried to do it, but they haven't implemented any sustainable aspects. So they're really missing out on that. And definitely Russia is their gas and oils are going to be hot. They're going to be insanely high, just worldwide. So I know we're very glad we're taking this approach. So it's not only great for the world, but it's also going to be great for ensuring we can have even more profit within the community. Now, one thing like we kind of talk about a lot, but we never really dived into much depth is the actual game concept we're looking to develop. Um, so we're looking to build out an RPG style play to earn game. Just because you know what, it's like some of the first games we played, like old school RuneScape, those kind of styles of games. We're not definite on the style of it, but we definitely want it to be kind of an RPG. So just so we have ways to keep it kind of more interesting for people. We don't want it just to be one of those games like you got police and thieves and like cops and thieves, all those kind of games. Um, so I don't want a boring standard game where you just press a button and you come back 24 hours later to claim your token. We want some stuff that's going to interact with you guys. We want to build out a whole nother community just around a game. It's like you guys are going to be the OGs of the game. You're going to have exclusive benefits, so you can get exclusive in-game and early access as well. So we're going to have like in-game assets you can be purchasing and trading. It's going to be for both kind of team and solo play. And then we're going to have a kind of missions you can complete. You can do kind of train different things. You can train up your character. And then, of course, at the end of it, you're going to be rewarded with tokens. And of course, these tokens you could then sell or you can use to purchase more things within the game to kind of boost you up even more. I mean, I know from my days of kind of staying up until 4 a.m. gaming, which still do happen, an RPG is kind of that one game you can just chill, you can play with friends for hours and hours, and you can just grind it. So you guys could be making crazy amounts in tokens in the long run because so this is going to be backed by Bitcoin mining liquidity. So we're going to be dedicating a portion to that as well. Um, so yeah, we know it's difficult to make and takes a lot of time and money. So this is why kind of we're going to be building the basis of this over time. And Anderson, one of our co-founders, has a lot of connections in the gaming industry. So he used to be a game artist and still is on a freelance basis. So we know a lot of kind of studios ourselves. We are kind of very technically competent, and we know ourselves. We know a lot of people too. We run our own digital agency, Web3 focus agency now as of 6 months ago. But prior to that, we did a lot of artwork for kind of game studios, smaller ones, kind of indie studios. So we know the people, we know kind of rough prices, um, and we know how we can implement all the technical stack behind it for the play to earn aspects too. So it's just something we're going to be building out over kind of the next 6 months or so, just to get to a great stage for everyone to start playing on it. And of course, you guys are going to have early access and they'll be able to help us kind of, design how we take this. So like we can have multiple iterations and we can just design it all together as well. So does anyone have any questions at all? Now we've got some popping off. Let me have a look. So about the game, um, the game is going to, so initially, the game's going to be NFT holders only during the beta phase, but we are going to open it up to non-members as well. But then we're going to make sure they have to buy in an amount of token to get into the game, or potentially we could implement they need to buy another NFT for the game. But of course, we're going to leave that up to the community so we can have lots of discussions about that and plan out the best way of doing that. Has anyone got any more questions at all? So, okay, got another question about wouldn't it be best to specialize in one thing rather than spread ourselves out? No, and honestly, it's never good to put all your eggs in one basket. Um, no investor would, it's like kind of your common approach in investing in anything. You need to kind of spread your eggs in so many different baskets. Obviously, you can't go into 10 different ones, but if we have three or four ones we're focusing on, such as kind of the Bitcoin mining, and you know what, Bitcoin mining itself for us is going to be very, very passive in the longer run because once it's set up, that's just going to keep flowing in. So we're going to have kind of the investment front from the community wallet, which is going to be kind of a very, very big piece. And then we have things like the tokenomics behind and that play to earn game. And they're the two real kind of big pieces, but it's never good to just keep investing in one thing because, like I said, with that community wallet, we can compound things quicker. we can get higher returns in a quicker way. And then with that play to earn game, that's a similar thing. It's another stream for you guys to be able to generate some additional income as well. So we're all about making sure you guys have multiple streams coming in. So we're going to basically build out multiple streams, and you know what? Over the years, it's going to increase as well. So it's just basically kind of a safety net. So if one thing goes wrong, we still have other things. Perfect, thanks. So just got another question. So why are we going on the Ethereum network? So essentially, the Ethereum network is kind of the grandfather of kind of NFTs where they're kind of born on, and it currently has the biggest market share. So that's kind of predominantly one of the biggest reasons, because obviously we're not going for a smaller, we're not just doing a 100 NFT release. We are looking to do quite a big release, which is why we've picked this network. But do kind of be aware we are using and have been programming the ERC721A smart contract, which means you can be able to mint multiple with essentially the same gas fee for just minting one. And we, of course, we are heavily optimizing the minting contract itself. So then the gas fees are going to be as low as possible for you guys. So it still shouldn't be a huge amount at all. So we are very much aware of like the huge gas issues right now. So we're going to be working out kind of the most ideal time to launch for kind of the sale as well, just for everyone kind of across multiple continents, just so we can get some quiet times as well initially. But also, we aren't just going to be stuck on the Ethereum blockchain in the long run. So the game, of course, we're going to be branching off onto other blockchains. We haven't completely confirmed which one we're using as of yet, but we are not using Ethereum itself for the game, just because obviously it's not developed for that, it's not ready for that. So which is why, so we're going to have initially be launching on the Ethereum network for the NFTs themselves, and then we're going to be branching off into other networks for other projects anyway. So we'll make sure we do take that into account. So we're going to look into other quicker, more modern kind of networks that are ready to kind of take even more kind of modern approaches to any technology and any things we do. Uh, so so we've got another question. When will the first community vote occur? So I think I mean, as soon as we have kind of if we hit 25%, we can start doing votes. But I think over the weekend we're gonna let it kind of roll in, see what we get, and then I think maybe on the Monday we're going to be reconvening, and then we can start piecing together, building out the next stages for the community. Like this is where we're going to go. Let's start letting people kind of vote on things, and start getting kind of into the nitty and gritty of everything. Just waiting for a few more questions that are being written out right now. So, NFT data guy, what is the expected turnaround time from hitting 25% to having the first set of miners in the facility? So we say up to 30 days. It should be lower realistically, but to be safe, we're saying 30 days from that point. That just gives us leeway in case there is any delays with kind of setting things up at all as well. We've got another question. Can we have typed up meeting minutes? Yes, we'll do a summary of it, and we also are doing a recording of this as well, so we can actually then show this off to you, so then you can be able to just kind of download it, watch it as and when. Just because I know there's quite a lot of people that didn't make it because we've got a lot of people in the EU time zones right now. It's 11:30 in the UK, so it's all past midnight in some other countries, and we've got a lot of kind of people from Asia as well. So I know it'll be pretty early for them, probably about 5 or 6. So don't worry, we'll record this anyway, so we'll make sure we publish it and we can do a summary too. So max mint is going to be 5 for pre-sale and 10 for public right now. So if you're not on the whitelist, we do recommend getting on it quickly, just so you can get obviously that kind of guaranteed spots there. Get on early before everyone else does as well. And how to get whitelist. So right now we are looking for people to get to level 5 within the Discord and just invite people in here. But however, we do handpick people as well. So as long as we see you've been active and you've been helpful for the community, like you're contributing, you're engaging with events we run, all of those kind of things, and we see you've got a few people in here, then we'll hand select you as well. So you don't necessarily just have to hit those requirements. We will handpick people too, just so then we can make sure we're getting a good enough quality of people into this whitelist. No worries at all. So, got another question. Is there a D app we're going to be using for staking the NFTs, or will you simply be holding it in your wallet? So initially, no staking is going to be required for the actual mining income itself. But for the latter stages, once we move on to the tokenomics and actually launching our token as well, that's when we're going to be implementing that kind of feature of a token, the staking there. Sorry. So then we'll be looking at building out a DApp specifically for that. So then we can see how long are people actually kind of staking for it. And also for the Bitcoin payouts, they are going to be, we are working out the logic around that. So we don't want to be able to, we don't want to restrict people from selling but or anything, but we don't want people to be able to kind of buy and get a full monthly payout. So we're going to be having fixed payout dates, and it's going to be kind of prorated. So like when you got your NFT. So you can't just stack up all those payouts too. So the pre-sale, the whitelist sale is going to be live this Saturday, 12th of March. Um, we haven't confirmed the time, and so we're literally doing that first thing tomorrow. We're just working out the time with the kind of the lowest activity so we can get people started. But I mean, if people start suggesting times they're around, the time zones, we can work out kind of the best time when most people are around. We can do it then. So please stuff your time zones, spam the chat with time zones, please, and times and time zones. We're doing it on a weekend because we know most people are going to be around compared to doing it in the middle of the day on a Wednesday. We know most people are going to be busy or stuck at work. So just please let us know what time's going to work for you. We're going to be doing it according to kind of the lowest gas fee times, like the least activity, just to get it started. Just so we can make sure you guys can benefit from even lower gas fees too. GMT 11 plus, what's that? Pre-sale will be 24 hours. Damn you, Aussies. Jesus. Ah, nice and early in the morning for you guys. You guys already started your day and I'll be heading off to sleep in a minute. Okay, everyone just post your times because we'll work out a good time for it all. So, like you said, Australia, you want it when it's nice and early for you guys in the morning. Um, so, Pony, about the income pay. So, we'd want to start the payouts within 30 days after the first miners get operational. Um, so, as soon as we can, everything's running, we'll give it 30 days and we can commence payouts and everything. God, the Americans, the USA is increasing gas prices when they wake up. So there's going to be, it's just going to be automatic transition to the public sale. So from that 24 hours, after those 24 hours, then it's going to be moving on to the public itself. So the payouts come from obviously going to be both from the mining itself. So 33% of the mining income is dedicated to payouts directly to holders. So obviously that's going to be split accordingly to the number of NFTs you hold. Then of course the even juicier thing is going to be the community wallet. So once we do payouts on that, obviously we're going to be allowing the community to decide all of this. Like when do we do it? Do we build it up for 6 months maybe, compound it all, and we take 20% out of that? Or do we build it up for longer and then take 20 to 40%? There's a whole range of things we can do. Like I said, this is going to be completely community focused. Um, and we're going to let you guys decide and drive it because if we want you guys to feel comfortable, like by holding this NFT, you could have this payout in X years because it's going to be a fat as fuck community wallet from all the investments and all of those things. And you know what? We're not only going to be giving you income itself, but we're going to be giving you all this exclusive access to Metaverse Land. We're going to be getting on masterclasses. We're getting all things to keep you guys educated, keep you highly involved, and so much more because it's not just about flipping an NFT. We're not about that. We're in this for the long run. We want people to be holding this NFT for 50 years, for their entire life and passing it down. That's where the real money is for this. We're thinking like this is going to be generational kind of wealth thing. You're going to be building huge amounts in the long run. But yeah, you're definitely going to make money. And we're here as a sustainable project and we're in this for the long run. I can go back to it. There you go. Well, if you don't have children, you can cash out. Got another question. Is there a cap on the number of NFTs one holder can purchase? So yes, initially. So for the pre-sale, there's going to be a limit of 5 NFTs per wallet, and then public sale will be 10 per wallet. However, of course, there is no limit to what you can pick up in the actual secondary markets, anything like that. So you can be crazy. You can buy as many as you want. So that there's no limit essentially in the secondary. It's just 5 for pre-sale, 10 for public. And we've got some more here. So if you don't have children, hey, maybe you can make some. But there's an awful long time for this. There's no rush for that. You can just think 50, 60 years down the line, maybe you can pass it on to kind of your nieces and nephews instead. You never know. So for pre-sale mint, it's $300, which is around point. Um, Doing my rough calculations in my head, so let me get a calculator. It's around 0.12 right now on ETH, just under that for pre-sale, and then just need to allow a little bit more for gas fees. But like I said, we're heavily optimizing the contracts and we're using ERC71A. So that means you can then actually mint multiple for essentially one gas fee. Uh, NFT kind of a pricing calculator, like a potential earner calculator. Yes, I can definitely look into that, but it is kind of hard for us to quantify things like the compounding of miners and such. So to really see kind of things, you want to start like in kind of 12 months is when kind of you start seeing, holy shit, it's picking up massively. That's when it really starts to kick off. But of course, yeah, you're still going to be getting money coming back in from the mining anyway. So there isn't any issues with that. So I'm sure I can look into that and start building out a spreadsheet. I'm a bit of a spreadsheet geek, so I'm sure I can piece together something for that. Anyway, so we've got another question from Red One. Let me put it up. Sorry, I keep closing my Discord accidentally. How many NFTs are for how many vote? How do the number of NFTs equate to voting? So essentially, one NFT is going to be one vote. So obviously, the more NFTs you have, the more kind of votes you're going to be able to contribute to kind of any operations we do within the DAO and things like that, as well as other kind of polls we run for the community. Um, so yeah, so it's going to be a phase of that. So in a white paper, it's 2 per vote right now, but we are reducing that to 1 per vote as of now. So that's something we've been discussing with a lot of community members over the last week. Um, so that's just kind of the way we're going to be moving forward with it. So we've got another question about the lifespan of Bitcoin miners. So it's around 5 years for the actual kind of lifespan of one, but it is going to be, I mean, well looked after in the facility, so we could even potentially be pushing on a 6 year, 7 years. But however, that's not the main concern. It's the difficulty of mining Bitcoin itself. Obviously, increases over time. Um, so it might be we probably would have maybe traded off some of those older machines, sold them for some capital, and actually acquired new machines anyway. So yeah, we're going to be making sure we're not letting our machines get too outdated because obviously if they get too old, they're not going to make us enough money anymore. So we can trade them out for other people, get new machines in. Of course, we can move on to other currencies as well. So one thing we didn't really touch on is actually moving on to other currencies too. So we might not just have to stick with Bitcoin itself. We can move to altcoins and other mainstream coins too. So of course the community is going to be able to decide on how we're doing this and what we're going to take as an approach. Yeah, no, definitely. It's not going to be 5 years and shit. All of our miners die. No, it's something we would have been working on, obviously over the entire period of any times itself anyway. So we're going to be continually kind of focusing on that, and we can be looking to get new machines and anything like that. So I'm not worried about that at all. So don't worry. So with the location, we are under a tight NDA, but we can tell you it's in the USA. and they've got a kind of a combined total of 450 megawatts kind of globally, kind of miners in operation. And Adam himself has got kind of a lot of personal machines with them that are active as well. So they're very kind of competent with the people we're going with as well, and the facility quality as well. Not me again. Oh, sorry. Yeah, for people that haven't seen, we've actually got a video with our legal team, so just me and Alexandra, just kind of discussing a few questions that a lot of our community had. So I'm just going to post that in the general, just so people can do that. So the mining wallet address, Felipe, it's not created yet, essentially, because obviously we haven't got the miners yet. So once we're in that kind of stage, we'll be kind of getting all our hard wallets, kind of everything set up, get all our ledgers, get everything secured, and then we can start showing like this is the address. You guys can monitor it day and night. You can see how it's doing, and same with kind of the community wallet and everything like that. So we're completely transparent, so you guys will be able to see everything we're doing. So I think we had a few more questions. Sorry. I'm you again. You want some fried chicken? I don't know, but it's making me hungry. I'm gonna need a midnight snack. All right, so red one. Can we mine BSV with miners? Technically, yes, we can, but we are going for Bitcoin, just because I think just with all of the actual the mining pool, the management of it all, logistically, that's what we're starting with. I mean, it's something we can always explore. Personally, I haven't necessarily looked too much into mining BSV, kind of only focused on actually looking into the Bitcoin kind of rewards and payouts. But yeah, it's something we can look at in the long run as well. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Fried chicken as community payouts. Okay, for our first live community event, we'll buy a shit ton of fried chicken for everybody. Maybe that could be it. We can have a great big meet up. We'll buy a fucking ton of fried chicken, whether we're going KFC or we're going kind of into the getting some real kind of homemade fried chicken. I don't care. We can see maybe we can see who lives near the best fried chicken place in all of America or all of the world, and we can arrange a big party there, and we can eat a shit ton of chicken. We can do lots. So we're gonna have like lots of kind of live events for the community, be it online and in person. So we're gonna make sure you guys are kind of active as much as possible. Definitely, Korean fried chicken is gorgeous as well. So I used to eat when I worked in London every single day. I would have that, and I started to get pretty fat because I just pig out on that every single day. So it's a dangerous kind of food. Do you guys? Not me again. Sorry, I just seen your question about how long would it roughly take to break even on 1K. So what we're doing is I'll start putting together kind of a spreadsheet. It might take me a day or so just because there's a lot of factors in this, but I'm going to do it very, very conservatively. I'll get this all reviewed as well by all of the team, and then we can show you because I know some people were asking like, can I see kind of what I'd be getting in 90 days and things like that. So I'll piece together something for you so you can actually see what it's going to be like. And you know what? I could even extrapolate as far as going 10, 20 years down the line as well. So you can just kind of drop your jaw to the floor when you see what it's going to be like. So yeah, we'll work on something like that. So don't worry. I've got that. That's added to my to-do list as well. So we'll get grinding on that for you. Drop your drawers to the floor. 100%. It will. Right. Has anyone got any more questions at all? Cool. We've got everyone raging about KFC and barbecue in the general chat. So apparently that looks like it's going to be one of the first foods we're going to be having as a community when we meet together. Is we're going to be, oh fuck, yeah, okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. I'll take that. We are working on merch as well. Actually, I don't know if I let me go through some. So we are trying to build out some concepts and merch as well because fucking well, I'm gonna wear this hoodie with pride everywhere I sing, everywhere I go. Um, but I mean, I'll post some pictures in the Discord as well. So maybe if people got ideas, like any other things we can do to it as well, any ideas what how we can take it, make it fucking sexy, make it so it's something you want to be proud to wear, kind of showboat. Because when people see these kind of OG hoodies in 10, 20 years time, they're gonna be like, shit. Oh yeah, I'm sleeping with this hoodie. I will never take it off. Be with me in the gym. It's never wash it. It's gonna stink. I have to look after this. I mean, hoodies, we want to drop these pretty quick. We want to get, we're working on some designs, concepts. I think I want to get some kind of like the icon on the sleeves as well. Add a lot more shit onto it as well. Um, just so we can pump out, like we have a few variations too, just so we can, you guys can show off you're a Hydra whale. Um, yes, Felipe, what I'm going to be posting a lot more tomorrow. I've got Andy, so Anderson, been working on them. I think he's in the other room. He's working on them right now as well. Um, but yeah, we're going to be posting a shit ton of NFTs over the days, more teasers. There's quite a lot on our Twitter right now, and in the media channel, but I'm going to be spam posting them for everyone to see. So we're working on 200 plus unique traits. Everything is hand drawn by Andy. So I don't know if you've seen him drawing at all. I can find a video of him. If not, let me find the video to go through a lot of kind of posts now and announcements. Definitely, yeah. So we're definitely going to have some things for benefits for holders for getting the hoodies. So don't worry about that. Yeah. So all the artwork you guys have seen so far, the actual whales with pickaxes and mining. Yes, those are the actual going to be the NFTs. We're working on some fucking epic backgrounds as well. Um, really trying to find the video. I've got videos of Annie drawing. Um, I'll have to find them. I'm gonna have to show you them all because there's so much stuff we've got. Actually, it's in the sneak peek. So you go. I'll re-download this. And I'll post this. You can see a little kind of thing in here. Yeah, I found it. Don't worry. Thank you very much. It's hiding from me. I'll post it up in here, and I'll post it in the general chat as well. See if it posts. So I mean, that's actually Andy working on kind of the initial concept. So we did change the concept. So we kind of had a fatter whale, but then we thought, you know what? These whales have been fucking mining for their lifetime. They've been shifting a lot of Bitcoin. They've been mining day to day. So they've got to be pretty beefy. So still got a bit of belly, you know, because they're going to eat and drink like we're going to do together when we get community events. But you know what? Going to be strong as fuck. Going to be fucking womp just from mining all this Bitcoin. It's too true. They were really fat before. You know, it just I didn't think they could effectively mine Bitcoin. So we thought, you know what, we need an NFT that's going to represent this. So I'm going to be strong as fuck, but we're also going to have a good appetite for kind of growing everything and making money. Oh fuck yeah, we're doing we're creating 3D designs for NFT characters that you guys are all going to be able to use within the metaverse as well. So hey, yeah, I'm sure we can get some 3D models printed, start arranging kind of giveaways with them. Oh, I'd love to do some stuff like that actually. Yeah, so we've just started working with a 3D designer. So we've been like vetting, gone through like 15 different designers. So we've got everything lined up now. So like as soon as we kind of launch, we can start kind of moving on all of these kind of milestones within the roadmap. Like just like that, we can just start jumping on. It's all lined up and ready to go now. So marketing wise, Felipe is just asking. So what? So we've got kind of we've got YouTube sponsorships going out. We've got collabs with Instagram influencers. We've got paid promos on minting sites. So they're all ready to go. We've got more Twitter promos going out. We have a YouTube ad that we're filming tomorrow. So that's going to be going out as well. We have social ad campaigns ready. So they're kind of all scaling up kind of from Thursday. So yeah, so there's going to be kind of that big influx, kind of a bigger hype as we get to it. So yeah, we've got a lot going on, and we've done it. So we've got a lot of stuff scheduled after the mint as well. Um, so we've already sorted kind of sponsorships with influencers. Hey, look, we've got access to some amazing boxers, world champions. We can have the Hydra Whales fucking logo on their boxing shorts as they're in the ring, live TV. We've got all of those kind of things kind of planned and sorted out as well. So we've already started planning the continuity of the marketing for the overall community as well. Yeah, and so Felipe, we've got that 33% from the mining income itself. That's going to like project development and marketing costs. So that is split between the marketing, the development, and everything. So don't worry, we've got that covered. So we're going to keeping this project hyped, keep people trying to get in, but they're going to struggle because I know you guys are going to want to hodl these like fuck. You don't want to let go of your whale, trust me. So not me again. How long do you think it's going to be before Bitcoin can be completely mined? I can tell you it's not going to be mined until at least 2100. I think it's 2140 is the expected date, even with things ramping up. And we call it 2100. We'll round down to that. So I mean, we've got about 80 years, give or take. And by then, we would have transitioned to kind of other coins and kind of other projects and all of that. So don't worry about when Bitcoin's going to be depleted. And in all the calculations we do, we include working out with the actual hash rates decreasing as things become more difficult for us to mine. So we've actually got all of those planned out as well. So we've taken that into calculations too. Yeah, no, that's all good. So I got a question about doing collabs. Yeah, so we have approached hundreds of projects. Like literally, I spend about 4 or 5 hours a day just talking to people, networking, jumping on calls with founders of other projects. So we're constantly running collabs. Um, Going over like Board Apes, Yacht Club, kind of doing all of that. It's a little bit more difficult. I am chatting to some of their developers. So I've got like open tickets with some of them. Um, so they've been kind of like waiting to see how everything's going. So like Women of Crypto, I know I think that's should be going out soon. Um, so we've got quite a few ones we've been reaching out to and working with to kind of arrange like Fishy Fam, a whole range of ones as well. So don't worry, like, we are hammering other kind of groups, talking to them. I'm hopping in their Twitter spaces, trying to chat to them, shill the project a bit. So that's all. We spend a lot of time doing that. But I mean, if you guys are able to get access to any people like that into other groups, you think uh, like actually people higher up in them. For example, if you know a developer or anything or a co-founder in a bigger project, let us know. We can definitely arrange some kind of collab. We're more than open to it as well. So to know if you're whitelisted, so you would currently have a green name. So Guido, yes, you do. You have it right now. I mean, not everyone that's on the whitelist would have done it. If you haven't, like when we've done forms for the whitelist positions, if you didn't provide like a Discord username, you wouldn't have been added to that role, but it doesn't matter. Like your address will be added in there as well. So Felipe, about the mining. Um, so Adam himself has a whole bunch of miners with the kind of the managers, the company we're going with for the facility. Personally, I have done GPU mining before years back. I've never actually got into kind of Bitcoin mining itself. I personally, I missed the stage before it was too expensive. Back when you could do it, I used to kind of play around with it, doing CPU and a bit of GPU mining. But personally, no. So it's more Adam himself that's kind of involved with running miners and the operations as well. That's why he kind of took up the commercial side of handling all these contracts and logistics of the actual mining operations themselves. So I just see we've got a few more people typing. So we don't need to reach 25%. So another question, sorry, do we need to reach at least 25% to start the purchase of miners? No, that's not true. So for some reason, if we kind of stagnate or stall it before that, we can buy more. We can start buying them. That's not a problem. It was just our kind of intention to buy them in increments of 50, but we can buy them in smaller numbers. So that's not an issue. So whatever way, we're going to have revenue coming into the community. Felipe, so we've got so asking, do we have any really big investors? So we're trying to build out a community. We don't want one entity that's going to be owning 50% or anything like that. So we do have a lot of groups, different groups from different projects that we've done collabs with that have jumped over, that love the project. So essentially, we've got a lot of kind of bigger groups interested, but not necessarily one single big person that wants to buy 25% of the NFTs or anything crazy like that. But we are looking to build out, like I said, we just need a small but dedicated community that we can educate, we can all learn together, we can invest together and grow together. So Ultraviolet, so what what do we any plans in place in case Bitcoin drops below $40,000? I mean, in the rare case, if that would ever happen, like if Bitcoin dropped to 20,000, is still not an issue. We'd still technically be profitable, but that's why we don't put all of our eggs in one basket. So that's why we have that community wallet, which is why we can invest into other operations and in other projects, and maybe then we could buy miners for other coins, altcoins, and all of those kind of things. So we're safe. So like you know what, if that did suddenly happen, we can still keep mining them because we just hold them. We just wait until that value goes back up. But Bitcoin's like the godfather of cryptocurrency, and I'm sure you're seeing like with all the things going on in the world right now, it did experience kind of those hypes and things like that as well. So I'm not concerned about the price of Bitcoin ever going to a point right now where it's going to become unprofitable for us as of now. Yeah, in 10, 20 years time, that's another question because obviously hash rates go insane, but then we have new technology. So it's kind of it's a battle as we go. But yeah, well, sorry, is that? No, it's still. Yeah, Felipe, we can mine other coins. So our miners are dedicated. Lovely. Goodbye. No, but like I was saying, so Felipe, we can mine other coins. It's not a problem. Our miners itself are for Bitcoin only, but we can purchase miners for other ones, and we can trade and sell the assets as well. So like if we want to be buying a whole bunch for, I know another currency, it's not a problem. In the long run, we can do that. But yeah, we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. We're going to be growing multiple different streams for the community, and this way we can have just kind of a great range and a safety net. So you know what, if something does fuck up, we're safe. And we can like maybe if things like, you know what, if Bitcoin did drop, okay, we've got a community wallet, we're still investing like crazy, we'll grow on that. We just hold on to that Bitcoin and wait for the price to go up. We can just hold it for longer rather than paying out directly. We can have votes on that. So I'm very, very confident that we're not going to be suffering at all, Meiji, because we're going to be very, very smart in the way we invest all the funds and grow the community's income as well. Sweet. All right, let's just see if we've got any more questions. Or have we kind of answered everything? Yeah, so doesn't so another question from Ultraviolet. Doesn't that doesn't affect the prices because it's not our own token? Yeah. So the token we're on about there is just Bitcoin itself. If we're going for the value on that, um, so that's something you can hold. So if we're paying out Bitcoin, doesn't matter. Okay, it was mined and it was worth 40K now, but like Adam was saying, at the end of the year, it could be worth 100K. So you've still got 100K. The entire year it was 100K's worth. Our own token, so we'll be backing that with liquidity through the Bitcoin mining itself. So obviously that would just mean if Bitcoin suddenly dropped, it would just mean that the liquidity be less getting added and added in the longer run. But that's not an issue because we'd still have that liquidity in the coin anyway, backing it. So there won't be any issues. We can always readjust where things are coming from if we needed to pull more money into that liquidity pool. So no issues there. Yeah, definitely. There are definitely things we'll be building out courses on. I think that's going to be really important as we get longer down the line, so people know how they can start kind of withdrawing, but keep compounding themselves in the long run as well. So another question: will the hoodies be shipped worldwide? Yes, they will be. We'll be shipping there everywhere and anywhere to anyone that wants them, especially our, or maybe we keep them completely exclusive. If you want to buy it, you've got to hold an NFT. You can't just be buying one of these. If you're repping one of these, you've got to be a holder. So Ultraviolet, just to add on to the kind of thing you said about an ICO you went to years ago, just because of the actual primary holders doing some issues. Yeah, I totally get that. But we're actually I don't know if you've seen, but we are completely a fully doxed holder, a fully doxed project and team. Um, and we built this up from the ground up to be kind of safe as can be and as kind of done from the best kind of legal standpoint. So we spent a good 6 months working on the back end of everything, actually having everything signed off and approved, audited just before we've actually started talking about the project because we wanted to be really certain that and confident that, you know what, we're covered, we've got this, we have everything in place, so we can get the ball rolling from that. And that's what we've done. So, I mean, we envisioned this project a long time ago, but it's just been a long project in the making with all the kind of legal structure and everything. Does anyone have any more questions? Just I think we start to round this up because I know it's getting quite late for a lot of people. It's like quarter past midnight here in the UK. I know we've got a few EU people hopping on as well. Perfect. This is going to be one very, very long AMA to upload. I've just realized. I forgot, I thought I'd switched off, but no, that's going to be popping off. All right, we've got all the AMA recorded, so I'm going to be. It's going to take a while to upload. It's just over an hour and a half right now. So we'll see how long that's going to take. So, rip humanity about that. Uh, that's a very, very simplified approach to calculating the income from that. Um, just because obviously you're excluding any compounding, you're excluding payouts from the actual community wallet as well. So we'll be building out kind of a more in-depth calculator so you can truly understand it. And you have to see, like, you know what, you can see the effects of compounding and how that truly works, and that how that's truly the way to building kind of income streams rather than just having a stagnant or a flat. It's going to be this every single month for the next 5 years. No, we're going to be compounding this, so it's going to build up every single month. It's going to be increasing every single year. It's going to be increasing. That's our focus as a long-term and sustainable product project. So with the kind of the upgraded NFTs after the burn, they're going to be able to stake for our tokens. So not only are you going to be getting income from the actual mining as well, you have community wallet payouts, and you also then be able to get generating our tokens, which is going to be adding another income stream because obviously that's going to be pegged to some liquidity we're pulling in from the Bitcoin mining as well. So it's kind of a big round circle. This Bitcoin mining itself is going to be able to fund us so many other things. It's kind of the base for the overall project, but from that we can grow and we can do so much more. And there's a lot more money we can make doing things through the community wallet and investment, as Adam kind of touched on earlier, rather than just relying on that mining income every month. We can build upon that massively. 100%. And I think, as Rip Humanity said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. It is crazy. It is kind of a crazy amount that we can do with it, like just compounding the investments we make as a kind of a community. So it's unreal. Like you can see, oh, you look down 6 months down, no, yeah, that's good. But if you start looking down 12 or 25, 24 months down the line, it's kind of the thing that's going to kind of blow your socks off. You're like, shit, I never kind of envisioned that. And then we can even go even further because this is a long term, like think about 4 years. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be insane and it's going to be helping everyone here build those passive income streams. Like Adam was saying, not only is the community is going to be investing, we're going to be able to get exclusive access to kind of early stage projects that we know are going to take off for our members as well. So you might be able to put $1,000 of yourself in a project down the line, and that could 10x itself in 30 days. There's all those opportunities we've got down the road, and like with us being able to have kind of a huge community wallet that's compounded, it's going to make us a very favorable community to work with. So we can use that as leverage for anything. So we're going to obviously that's why we want to do lots of education, like lots of master classes to invest into you guys as well. So we're not just going to be investing in projects. We want to make sure every member of our community is going to be well educated. They know what's going on, even if it's just the basics about kind of trading. How do you kind of tell about coins? About when are they going to pop? When are they going to go down? And all of those kind of things. And Felipe just had a question: will the community wallet be multi-sig? And yes, it's going to be. We haven't decided on the exact specifics of who it's going to be, so we are debating whether we do it with co-founders in the law firm and so forth. But we're still in the kind of the debating phase of that. That is 100%. We're going to be helping everyone. Definitely. So we're absolutely hyped to get this off the ground. And it's so good to kind of meet other people with kind of similar mindsets that aren't in it for a quick flip, that we're actually in it for the long haul. We've got an incredibly sustainable project. And it's going to be one, honestly, you are going to pass this down to your kids, whether you've got them right now or whether you don't. In the long run, they're going there, or to your nieces and nephews or whoever. You're going to pass this down your family. I know when I start writing my wills as I get a bit older, this is the first thing that's going in there. Is going to be like, make sure you have our NFTs in the will, you have the passphrases to all my ledgers, everything, because this is going to bring so much value in the long run. And it's going to be crazy to think what it could be in 10, 20 years' time down the line. Do we have any last questions from anybody else before we just kind of start closing this off at all? I know it's nearly been actually 2 hours. So I'm sure some people are getting tired, wanting to drop off, or got other things to do. But if not, we'll still be around for a little bit anyway. If anyone just wants to chat and learn more about the project, you can see a whole bunch of people typing. So I'll give it a minute, see what everyone's asking for. Oh, we're in the voice chat anyway, so we can just chill in here. Oh yeah, true. So Felipe, so just about that. So obviously, that is happening, but obviously that's just something we're gonna have to plan for what we're gonna look into income wise. So what can we do for that instead, rather than just focusing on mining kind of proof of work, kind of Bitcoin currencies like that. So there's a whole range of things we can do in terms of what we're going to be able to kind of move in with. So it's not a problem because we're always going to have those kind of legacy grandfather kind of currencies to do, and there's always going to be a range of kind of alternative coins as well. Peace out, Days. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, no worries. Great to meet yourself. We're glad to hear that. Definitely. It's the long term way for anything. And we might as well get a head start and be ahead of the curve before everyone else starts realizing, oh shit, my electricity price has quadrupled and I'm going to be screwed. Whereas we can get a head start into all of this, you know what, we can help the planet and we can kind of set an example so we can get good press. So I know we'll be hammering kind of news sites and journalists like, hey, let's talk. You want to learn about more of this project? Just so we can keep the hype going, keep people interested, reading about us all the time. Definitely, definitely. It needs. Sorry to hear if you've had a few bad experiences this week. I know that I've seen a few projects. Sounds good. Yeah, definitely. Just drop us a message. All right. Does anyone else have any more questions? If not, I'm gonna head off. Well, I mean, I'll still be around on Discord for probably another hour or so before I go to sleep. I know. Then I've got then Adam, not Adam Dickman's on the call. One of the other co-founders. He's up in a few hours, or probably about 5 hours right now. But we've got a great team of admins on overnight as well. If you guys have any questions in the meantime, if not, I'm always happy to reply right now, or I can make we can do kind of quick. We'll be doing some more shorter AMAs during the day, just like a Twitter space, just so people can hop on if you want to discuss anything or just if you want to query anything at all. I'll just wait 1 more minute, one more person typing, but I can't see any other things coming through so far. So the final question, is this considered taxable income? So yeah, like you said, that is kind of more a legal and tax question depending on where you're based. So we can prepare, we can post these questions to our legal team because they're more than happy to kind of do some video responses. So if you guys want to compile a list of any questions you've got in terms of that side, but obviously it's going to vary state like your country and all of those kind of things. So if you maybe just let us know your country as well in relation to the question, we can try and get some answered. So we ourselves, we can't answer them. We'll direct that to our legal team and put a few questions to them to get you the responses. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, 100%. Like we have a great legal team on hand, and I mean, we can push people towards them if they were interested in kind of having those structures set up in the longer run. But I'm sure we can actually have some masterclasses by our legal team, by lawyers, professionals in this space to talk about what are the options for you guys to do depending on where you are and how best to protect your assets in the long run as well. So I'm sure we can start arranging some things like that. It's like we want to make sure you guys are educated as much as you can be. Are going to be investing kind of incredibly smart, and of course, yeah, that legal structure to make sure you are safe, you are protected yourself, and you're kind of doing it in the most tax efficient way as well, and that's going to be best for you in the long run. So yeah, we can definitely arrange master classes and guides on that, and I'm sure we can get add that on. Yeah, sorry if that. Definitely, yeah. So myself, and Adam, not Adam Dignan, but one of Adam Javed, another co-founder. We both hold master's degrees in cybersecurity. So we've been in the security industry. Myself, just for under 5 years. Adam's about 7 years. So yeah, so we're fairly well versed on kind of how best to protect yourself, protect and give yourself kind of the actual best physical setup to kind of storing your actual cryptocurrency, just so you can kind of keep it safe. Because I've seen quite a few things recently where people have just been kind of having their wallets cleaned out just because they don't have simple things like 2FA enabled. So yeah, we're going to be walking through. We're going to write some steps on tomorrow for Friday, just to get things ready for the mint, so people understand this is how it's going to work. This is our best security recommendations. So make sure you have MFA enabled on what you can, and just make sure you guys have kind of. We do recommend having an actual physical hard wallet as well in the longer run, rather than just relying on kind of like a browser-based wallet such as MetaMask. So yeah, yeah. So you can transfer your MetaMask to a Ledger hard wallet. Um, so you can secure them with that hard wallet itself, rather than Even for ones that apparently you can't move, you can actually transition them to a Ledger hard wallet. So we can post guides for that as well. No, no, not a problem. We're definitely going to make sure it's going to a big thing because we all know when it gets towards the mint date, everyone needs to have their DMs off. So we'll set some kind of ground rules like this is the basic security you need to take before even looking to spend a single penny from your wallet. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight and this morning as well. For those of you guys in Australia too. I mean, if you guys have any more questions, just send them over. We'll get them answered in the morning. Or we might even have one of our admin team. So we've got Candy who's popped on. She might be able to answer one of your questions at all if you've got anything. But if not, just post them in our questions channel and we'll get back to you ASAP. Um, we can do kind of we're going to be doing another AMA tomorrow, just like a shorter Twitter space. So you guys are free to hop on. Probably do that around 3:30 p.m. UTC. But we're also available to kind of do if people want to jump on a voice call and it's like 9 a.m. UTC, 7 a.m. UTC. Yeah, we can hop on. One of us will be around. If you guys just rather have an actual chat rather than just relying on kind of a Discord message or something. But anyway, thanks very much, guys, for joining on. We're so excited to get this project kind of rolling. It's been in the works for so long, but we're so excited. We're getting closer to kind of that mint date. We're finally going to start pushing through and start launching everything so we can get this rolling, build out our dedicated community and help educate, and of course, build great passive income that's going to compound like crazy. So thank you very much, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, your evening, or your morning. Cheers, guys.